What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into NYJ Today. In this video, we're going to continue our draft profile series with cornerback Jaycee Horn out of South Carolina. He's a big, tall, long cornerback who can really physically press people at the line of scrimmage with great size, 6'1", 205 pounds. He would fill a tremendous need for the New York Jets, and he is a projected first-round pick. Will the Jets target him in the NFL draft? We're going to talk about his potential fit with the team, look at some of his game tape, and talk all about him. Let's get after it. So like we do with all of these draft profiles, we're just going to take a quick look at some of the stats that they had during college football. So Jaycee Horn, I love this PFF stat that I found actually. So in 27.5 coverage snaps, he only allowed, on average, one catch. And that was the most snaps in coverage where he only allows one catch. It's very, very impressive. Basically, it means two things. Number one, teams are not looking his way very often when they drop back to throw. And number two, he is not allowing guys to get open. So very good coverage and a very, very physical defender. When we take a look at the stats down at the bottom, this is a guy that's played a lot of college football, 30 games in college football. He played 11 games as a freshman, 12 as a sophomore, and then this past year in the shortened season, 7 games. So we're looking at a guy who has a lot of experience playing, and he's been productive. So one of the things that I saw was he actually has 3 sacks in his college career and only has 2 interceptions. So don't read too much into the low interception numbers. It's very rare for college cornerbacks to be racking up a really high number of interceptions. College coaches in general are pretty smart, and they will game plan to throw away from the elite defenders on the opposing team. So please try not to stress yourself over the stats. Jaycee Horn is elite, and he is a very, very good cover cornerback. So one of my favorite things to do in all of these videos is just to watch the game tape and to kind of dissect a little bit of what these guys can do on the football field. And so on this first play, what I really want you to pay close attention to is not the fact that he gets an interception. The interception is a cherry on top, but what he really does a great job here is getting his hands on the receiver, impacting his route, and then he actually has his eyes up and he's looking at the quarterback well before the receiver has even finished the route or even turned around to make a play on the football. It's a really impressive job of keeping his eyes where they need to be, which is on the quarterback. I love seeing this. So I think that we're going to run a lot of zone defense in this Robert Saleh defense, in this Jeff Ulbrich defense. And I think that Jaycee Horn is a sneaky chance to be really good in some of these press coverage situations, even in a zone. And I love the fact that he's able to get his arms on the receiver here, impact his route, gets his eyes up, and makes the big play. NFL offenses are always trying to integrate some sort of passing game where they are including wide receiver screens where they can get these players in space and give them opportunities to make plays after making the catch. And we see a really nice job here of Jaycee Horn fighting off of a block and getting in there and really sticking his head in the play, and could have potentially caused a fumble here. He puts his helmet right where that ball is and right in that general area. I'm surprised the guy held on to it, but again, a really nice hit. Shows his physicality here, shows his ability to make tackles and to get off of these blocks. This is actually quite a long play here, but I did want to show you both camera angles. This is a sideline view of the play, and the quarterback does a really nice job of getting out of the pocket and avoiding pressure here. Gets to the sideline, makes a throw that he thinks is a safe play, but Jaycee Horn steps in and makes a great interception here. And the next camera angle does a really fantastic job of showing you exactly what was going on here. So Jaycee Horn is actually lined up on that outside wide receiver, and he's not even supposed to be where he ends up being on this play. So he leaves his receiver after he sees the ball in the air and is able to jump this route, get an interception. That's not even the dude he's covering. And again, this just highlights his ability to keep his eyes up and his eyes on the quarterback. I think that that's one of his strengths, is his ability to read the eyes of the quarterback and read the field and see what's going on around him. So really good awareness, really big play in this football game. It's exciting to see him making this kind of play. This is probably my favorite play in the whole video. So what you're seeing here is Devonta Smith, wide receiver from Alabama, probably the number 1 or number 2 wide receiver, depending on how you have them ranked. But you see him lined up against him one-on-one here, and he is playing off of him, which again is not a problem because he has really good reaction. He reacts very well on the football field, and he makes really good reads when he is looking at the quarterback, looking at the receivers. And he does a phenomenal job of punching this ball. You see that thunderous right hand come down and gets the ball out easily out of Devonta Smith's hands. This is no slouch. This is a top recruit wide receiver that's going to be coming to the NFL. So we cannot sit here and say that he can't man up against some of these guys. He certainly can, and he does prove it on this play. He's a really good football player. We're going to spend some time on this play because I read some things on PFF, talking about Jaycee Horn as he's not really going to be good in a zone defense and that he should be strictly in a man coverage scheme. And, maybe I'm wrong. And again, feel free to disagree with me. If you guys have been watching Jaycee Horn, if you've been watching football for a really long time and you disagree with this statement, just let me know in the comments. But I think Jaycee Horn is an outstanding fit for the zone defense. And again, it has a lot to do with his length, his size, his physicality, but also his ability to read and react. That's what zone defenders do, is they read the quarterback and they react when the ball is in the air. And all I keep seeing Jaycee Horn do on tape is reading the quarterback and reacting to the football. I mean, he does a tremendous job here of reading Tua Tagovailoa's eyes coming off of his zone, his flat zone here, number 11. He's supposed to be guarding that shallow zone area. He may have been in a man defense, but again, in my eyes, he's reading and reacting. And again, that's what zone defense is all about here. He comes back to this other receiver where the ball is thrown, is able to use his length and gets the football down on the ground. He almost comes away with an interception here against Alabama. But again, read and reacting. He can play zone defense. Again, I'm no expert, but when I watch this, it just shows me that he would be a really nice fit for this Robert Saleh defense, which will use a mixture of coverages, but again, predominantly, in my opinion, it's going to be a zone defense, and I think the Jaycee Horn would be a hell of a cornerback in that scheme. To summarize my overall feelings about cornerback Jaycee Horn, yes, this dude would be a really nice pick for the Jets. I think that they would have to take him at the 23rd overall pick, maybe even have to trade up from the 23 overall pick to land this kid. He is an absolute stud. He's physical. He has great ball skills. He's a smart football player on the field. I think the Jets would be really lucky to have him, to pair him along with Bryce Hall. I think that would be a really great set of cornerbacks, young, tall, long, to be able to play every week on Sundays. I think that would just be fantastic pairing for the Jets to have. The only problem I have with taking Jaycee Horn at the 23rd overall pick is that we are then potentially missing out on taking some offensive linemen at that spot. I really do believe that the New York Jets are going to have to use that 23rd overall pick and invest it in the offensive line. As of right now, we really don't have guards that I feel confident in playing week 1 with potentially Sam Darnold or a rookie quarterback. So in my eyes, it's better served to use that 23rd overall pick on a guard like Wyatt Davis and really improve the offensive line. The interior offensive line needs some work. So that's really my only hesitation. Having said that, though, if the Jets are able to make a move for a guard, in free agency or through trade that will help and could start for us, I am all for Jaycee Horn. There is no doubt about that this guy could be a perfect match made in heaven for the Jets and their defense. It's really more about the needs that we have on the football team. But if Joe Douglas says, you know what, this guy's just too good to pass up at 23, it doesn't matter what's going on with our offensive line, we just have to take that risk because this guy's too good to pass up, I'll be on board because I'll be honest with you, this dude gets me excited, gets me fired up. Think about our defense now, having Jaycee Horn and Bryce Hall on the outside, We've got Marcus May in the back prowling. And now we've got some faster linebackers, and now Carl Lawson, Quinnen Williams, Jonathan Franklin Myers, all attacking the quarterback, trying to rip his head off. It's pretty exciting to think about. And again, this guy would go right along with all the moves that we've made on defense, and it would be pretty damn cool to watch on Sundays. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching NYJ today. If you could all do me a favor and jet up the like button on this video, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. We are doing a giveaway for the NFL Draft, and it's going to be a free $50 gift card to the Jets shop. All we are asking is that we have 400 subscribers by the time the NFL Draft kicks off. So if you're a subscriber, you will be in the running for that gift card. It is our treat to you. We appreciate your support. Go Jets, and we'll see you guys next time.